Sometimes it takes a little bit of creativity to solve a problem. I got a story to tell you about a rival group, two rival groups. One was called the Trendsetters, and the other one was called the Sneak Kings. Obviously, they were rival groups that dealt with sneakers. I don't know if you ever heard of a sneakerhead, but a sneakerhead is a person who are just in love with sneakers and they buy a lot of sneakers. And that's what these rival groups did. They fought over territory, they fought over graffiti, and they definitely fought over who had the best sneakers. Trendsetters always had an upper hand over the Sneak Kings. One, because their dudes were bigger, so fighting, Sneak Kings always lost. And two, the Trendsetters had like this ultra rare limited edition collection of sneakers. So everybody was usually bigging up the Trendsetters. Well, Trey, the leader of the Sneak Kings, he was tired of losing. So he brought all his people together and he was like, we have to come up with a plan to beat them. Because I'm not trying to always be on the bottom. I want to be on the top too. So he gathered all the people in his crew. They sat around, they brainstormed, they spent days thinking of what they could do, to outsmart the trendsetters. And then they came up with a genius idea. They knew that the trendsetters loved anything exclusive. So they decided to create the most epic custom sneaker ever seen. They spent, when I say weeks designing a giant oversized shoe, they spent weeks designing an oversized shoe that could fit two people inside of it. It was flashy. It was covered with all this nice graffiti work. It had LED lights with different colors. It was a really, really nice, giant, oversized sneaker. So the Trendsetters was having a party, and the Sneak Kings knew this was the best time to deliver the gift. So they brought that big old, oversized, custom sneaker to the Trendsetters, and their leader, Kayla, she was a little apprehensive. But Trey came up to her. He was like, look, this is a peace offering. We know we can't beat your sneakers, so we wanted to give you this as a sign of respect. And, she was reluctant, but she was like, we'll take it. But if this is a trick, you gonna regret it. So the trendsetters had a party. They lived it up that night or whatever, and then they went to sleep. And while they were partying, two people were from the crew, from the Sneak Kings, were sitting up in the sneaker. And they sat up in that sneaker until everybody went to sleep, until they knew wasn't nobody awake. And once they knew no one was awake, they got up out of that sneaker and they went and found the ultra rare limited edition collection of sneakers. They made their way to the vault, they got the sneakers, and they stealthily, with skill, got up out of there. And they took back the gift. They took back the oversized sneaker. So when Kayla woke up the next morning with her crew, she was obviously in shock because not only was that giant oversized sneaker gone, but so was their limited edition collection of ultra rare sneakers. So, the sneakerheads passed all the sneakers out to their crew. The trendsetters came and definitely confronted them like, what's going on? But at the end of the day, there was no fight. What happened was, it was a truce. They decided, you know what, this is getting out of hand. We done got screwed over. Like, once they came together, they realized that they could achieve more working together than working separately. They proved that they could pull their talents together. They made sneaker conventions, they did graffiti art shows, and they just became the ultimate trendsetters. So the story of the Snatching sneakers is important because it lets people know that sometimes it just takes brains and creativity to outshine brawn and rivalry.